Yo guys, Cherub Engineer, and today I'm bringing you the first episode of my new tutorial series. I'm gonna try to teach you guys some game development using GameMaker Studio. Let's actually just boot up GameMaker here. This first episode is not gonna be anything advanced. I'm gonna teach you guys the basics about GameMaker first. If it wants to launch, actually, come on. Why is this being so slow? Watch it open twice now. Probably, definitely. It didn't. Oh well. Anyways, so if you open up, okay, it did. So if you open up GameMaker Studio, you go to the tab New, and YouTube tutorial series. Your project directory will probably be something like see users, your name, documents, and then GameMaker, I think, and then projects. I changed it just because I save all my like my game dev stuff, my mods and shit that I do. I save it to a folder on my desktop just because I prefer that. It's personal preference. And yeah, so you set your project directory, like just select your folder like you do with anything else, and set your project name. I'm just gonna set this to intro, and then you click create. You don't need source control if you're just starting with GameMaker, etc. It's okay. First of all, yeah, I have change it to Windows. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna create a room. And what a room is basically it's like what it shows on the screen, obviously. So this is a room of 640 by 480. So that will be a 640 by 480 window on your actual screen. So we're gonna name the room, so go to the settings tab and then name it RM underscore, whatever you want to name it. I'm just gonna call it game. RM underscore is a prefix, and I highly recommend using prefixes because otherwise later on when you're actually gonna make some like real games, you're gonna have issues with your scripts, etc. if you don't use prefixes like this. Because let's just say you have like a sprite and an object, both called player, and what the sprite is basically an image, and an object is the actual player object, but we'll get into that later. So let's just say you have both of those named the same, you'll just run into problems. Width, I'm gonna set this to 1280 by 720. Speed 60. I prefer 60. The speed is basically your FPS, and I prefer having 60 just because I don't like 30. You don't really need 60 to be honest for something like for most games, but oh well. Then you can change your background, etc. in these tabs. We'll get into those things later on. So that's your first room. Now we're gonna create a background. So right click the backgrounds folder, click create background, and then call it BG game, just cause. Edit. We're just gonna do we're gonna make it 1280 by 720, and we're gonna make this a gradient fill like that, and then make it go from blue, light blue, to darker blue. So it, why you not? Oh, change transparency. Sorry. So yeah, you'll end up with that. You don't need to worry about any of these things. That's for later on. So then you go back to your room. You go to backgrounds and you select. You click this thing, and you select your background image. Let's just get rid of the grid, and then if you run your game, it'll currently look like this. Give me a second, guys. Needs to compile for the first time. Takes a little longer than usual, and my PC is being slow as crap today. So now you have this. So that's your room, 1280 by 720, 720p. Now we're gonna make a sprite, which is basically the images used by objects, or actually they're drawn on HUDs and etc. too, but we're just gonna call this sprite cube, because it's gonna be a cube. And then edit sprite, file, new. We're gonna make this 640 by 640, and we're gonna turn on the grid. We're gonna make this all red, and then we're gonna use the line thing with this size. Could have probably just used the thing here, pencil, but oh well. And we're gonna use black now, and just make it look really ugly. So yeah, that's our cube. So that will be the sprite we're gonna use. And yeah, as I said, sprites are used by objects or etc. They're the images drawn on the actual screen. But obviously we can't place this in here yet. So we're gonna have to make an object. So right click the objects folder, press create object, and then call it obj underscore cube. And then here, sprite. Here's where you're gonna select your sprite you created. And now if we drop this in here, give me a second, you can place these all over the place. You can change the size of them. You can rotate them. Let's just rotate this one 45 degrees. So yeah, if we run our game now, they're gonna be in that room. So yeah, that looks horrible, but oh well. Now we're gonna make this thing do something. So for example, let's just say you want to make it move to the left if you press your left key. So we're gonna go to keyboard, left, and then control, code, drag that code box over there, and then we're gonna do a little scripting. Not really. X minus equals 5. This might be really fast because I'm on 60 FPS with this thing. Oh, so yeah, it's not that fast. So yeah, now it moves, and we can do that the other way. So +5, change this to right. Wow, why did I? Oh well, duplicate left -5. Okay, so now we should be able to move it all the way. Okay. But I prefer not to do it like this because it gets, well, sorta messy with all the events if you're gonna do that for every single key. So what I prefer to do is add event, step, add in a code box, then check, do an if statement, and keyboard check VK left, which is virtual key. Add these things. Actually, you don't need them. You only need these brackets if you're gonna have multiple lines. So like this, code. But since we're only gonna use one line, which is x minus equals 5, we don't need that. So if keyboard check VK left, no, right, VK right, then we're gonna do x plus equals 5, and that's gonna do the exact same thing as the other thing. Besides, we can also check if not keyboard. So an exclamation mark just means not. So if not keyboard check VK right, and these end means just end if this is also true. And not keyboard check VK left, just to prevent some stuff from happening. So yeah, and if we press both, nothing happens. That's pretty cool, but we want to do something else. We want to make them actually rotate. Let's actually leave in the controls and let's get to making them actually rotate. So to make them rotate, what we're gonna do is we're gonna do image angle plus equals 5. And what's this gonna do is it's actually, that might be a little bit too much. Let's set it to 1. But if we're gonna use 1, I'd rather have plus. So what this is gonna do is every frame it's gonna rotate the image 1 degree. So yeah, we'll end up with some weird stuff because we didn't actually center our sprite. So if we want them to rotate around their actual center, what we're gonna do is we're gonna open our sprite, then go to origin and press center. And now they will rotate around their actual center, as you can see. And we can still move them. So yeah. How long have I been recording? I can still do some stuff. So we're gonna make a little text appear on the screen. So obj HUD, because it's gonna be HUD, and then depth. We're gonna want this a extremely small number, so like -9999. Because this has to be on top of the screen always. Then we're gonna go to draw and control code block. Just so you know, guys, you can also use all of these things, but I prefer not to. I prefer to use code, just because you have more control over what's happening. But yeah, then so let's do draw text. Let's draw it in the center of the screen. So we're gonna do room width divided by 2, room height divided by 2, and we're gonna set the string to hi YouTube. So what this will do is draw the text on the center of the screen, but as you will note, oh, I forgot to place the object in the actual room, so don't forget to do that, guys. So now if we run it, you'll notice it's not exactly in the center of the screen because we didn't actually set the text to be aligned to the center. So draw draw text. No, I don't even remember. Okay, give me a second, guys. I don't remember what it was. I'm stupid. Draw set. No. Wait, isn't it draw H align? No. Set H. Yeah. Okay. So, and then FA underscore center. So this will align it to the center horizontally. So if we run it now, it'll be in the center. And we're gonna make that text a bit bigger. Draw set. Yeah, we're gonna have to use a custom font. So now you know. So let's do font HUD, and we're gonna have to create a font now. So yeah, just to show you guys how fonts work too. So yeah, name it FNT underscore HUD, and we're gonna select a font. I want it to be Minecraft. Well, so yeah, we're just gonna select this one, and then set the size to let's do 50, and make it bold and italic. So now you'll have this text here, and we're gonna make it green for the sake of it. Draw set color sea green. So yeah, that's the basics of GameMaker, I guess. Hope you guys learned something, and yeah, I will be doing one of these every week. I'm gonna try to at least keep that up every once a week. So yeah, next, actually, leave a comment down below telling me what you want to see in this tutorial series. Like, do you want a platformer tutorial series, or a shooter, like top-down shooter, or I don't know, just leave down in the comments what you want to learn, and I'll do a tutorial on it. So yeah guys, thank you all for watching. I'm GameMaker, and I'm out.